Mimi's here. Get ready to flow. Let's dive deep with Pisces Tarot. Your business is my business. I see every ache, every kiss, the push, the pull, the silent cries. I'm exposing all the lies, revealing the hidden truth. With Mimi, you have the proof. Your business is my business. True. Welcome to Pisces Tarot. True.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, I can assure you, we are about to get into somebody's business, okay? This is the interactive experience, and your energy does fill the room. So don't be afraid to participate by dropping emojis in the chat. Feel free to answer any questions, ask questions that about what we're talking about. Either way it goes, your participation is deeply appreciated. And for those of you who are joining today, go ahead and grab a notebook, paper, pen, even your notes app, whatever you may want to take some notes down on to hear what spirit may be revealing to you today. But if you're ready to jump into this, go ahead and drop a star in the chat and let's begin. To start, I want to start off this live just by settling and focusing our energy. I actually was getting ready to do something totally different, and spirit just started talking to me, and I'll get into all that later. Okay, so let's go ahead and ground ourselves to make sure that we're not only present, but we're also protected. Okay, and to cleanse our energy, right? So we want to make sure the spirit comes through crystal clear and that we're able to hear what is being said without any distractions. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to inhale 3 deep breaths, hold it for 4 seconds, and release it. Okay, so we want to first inhale light and clarity and exhale any doubt and distractions. All right, here we go. Let's inhale joy and freedom and exhale sadness and captivity. Lastly, let's inhale truth and wisdom and exhale any deception and fear. Let's cleanse this energy. Divine Spirit, you are welcome here in this place. Communicate with me and through me to the people who are here presently and who will be here in the future, and for whose this message belongs to. Thank you. Amen. And I say, listen, y'all, drop a exhale emoji if you're feeling lighter already, because I definitely am. And I just want to remind you that this is a sacred space, but it can become a little spicy to time to time. So when spirit comes for your edges, just know that you're not alone. We're not judging you, boo. We all been fools in love before, and today just may be your turn, okay? Now, if you're ready for spirit to cook, go ahead and drop that cooking emoji in the chat, because baby, I can promise you, okay? I can promise you, we about to get on with this, all right? Here we go. Now, before I do any session, okay, I always take a minute to stop and to reflect on the energy that spirit is sharing with me. And sometimes downloads come to me from thoughts, they can come to me from earworms like I have right now, and they can come through dreams, right? I get a plethora of ways of how spirit speaks to me. And like I said, I was in the process of doing something else. My nose is itching, y'all, but um I was in the process of doing something totally different. And all of a sudden, I started to hear this song play. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I have not heard this song and I don't know when, because this song is that old and that kind of like irrelevant. I know that's harsh, but the artist is Monica. This is off of her debut album from 1996. So that's another reason why I haven't heard this song in forever, because it wasn't like it was that kind of hit that you were constantly hear this song being played like today. It's not like Before You Walk Out My Life or anything like that. This was like another single that they fluffed, you know. That's harsh. That's not what I meant to say, but you understand what I'm saying. This was another single off the album, and this particular record is just not a hit like that, okay? So this song is called It's Like This and Like That, okay? And this is what I started hearing literally as I was brushing my teeth. I just can't keep going. I just can't keep going from what? I just can't keep from going. Okay, got it. I just can't keep from going. I'm falling in love with you. I need to know if you want me for sure. We've messed around for too long, but I need commitment to make me feel like I belong to someone. Okay? I said, wait a minute. Where did this just come from as I'm sitting up here brushing my teeth? I'm going to say it again. I just can't keep from going. I'm falling in love with you. I need to know if you want me for sure. We've messed around for too long. I need a commitment to make me feel I belong to someone. Okay? So I said, let me get up and find out what in the world is going on here, Spirit. So here I am. Okay? Now, I'm going to get into this, and I'm probably going to speed rush through this because I do have something else to do and something else to be, somewhere else to be. But I want you to know that I thought it was that important that I stopped what I was doing. So if y'all ready to get into the overall energy of this reading, go ahead and put your thinking emojis. If this is making you think, go ahead and put the thinking emoji in the chat and we'll jump into it. Here we go. All right, you guys. So what we want to do is to check the overall energy of this reading. Okay. So let's see what the undercurrent is here. Because now I want to know. Who, I mean, it is not even 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm hearing somebody saying, I just can't keep going. I'm falling in love with you. I need to know if you want me for sure. Like what? So Spirit. Maybe somebody had a long weekend with somebody, you know? All right, what is the overall energy for this reading? Into me, I see. Okay, someone has definitely been reflecting. Okay, and this is reflected in the song itself. I just can't keep going from, I hate the way that they said this. I just can't keep from going. I'm falling in love with you. I need to know if you want me for sure. Okay, so there's been some type of reflection going on here. All right. Somebody's sitting back and reflecting. She's kind of also posturing. But what I'm also noticing about this is like there's some type of awareness. There's some type of reckoning that is occurring, right? And we see that there's some type of illumination coming with the stars that are on the card, with the angel wings, right? There are so many different things going on. There is a transformation happening here with this particular individual that's in question. So now we want to know what is, that fell out, guilt. I was going to ask, what is the truth that you need to know for your journey right now? And guilt is here. I release any beliefs that no longer assist my soul's growth. Okay. So possibly with this building, okay, there has been some reflection and possibly some desire to want to depart and go your own way, but there may have been some guilt there. There may have been a harboring of, you know, just looking at the quantity of time and saying, you know, because you've been with someone for so long, or you've been doing this for so long, and let's be very clear, okay? In today's world, in society, you know, dating somebody for 3 months is a long time. You know, it really is. We live in a microwave society. And so when you get somebody that, you know, makes you happy in all of those ways, the last thing you want to do is kind of like, you know, just throw them back to the streets and have to start all over again, right? So I can understand staying put, you know, I really can. God said that, okay. 2 cards flipped over. We have the emergence of protection. Remember, I pointed out to you guys earlier, we got the angel wings here. Okay, we got the angel wings here. So this is about emergent of protection, which is showing up here again in this card that I just pulled. Okay, this is about boundaries, self-preservation, trusting in divine protection. Okay, so there is definitely a shift going on here. Okay, there is definitely a shift here, and how you're thinking about and moving along with things. And let's be very, very clear. Your angels is not playing with you. Okay, your angels are here. Your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, whomever you're relying on for that spiritual support is here and pointing this out to you like, this is unsustainable. This is unrealistic. And this is not what you want. Okay, let's be very, very clear. You might have been cool with it at first, but now you're at the point where you're just like, I cannot keep going on like this. Okay. I need to know that I belong here. I need to know that this is what you want to do, because if not, I'm going to move on. And that's basically what she's saying in the song. It's like this and it's like that. I'll move along. All right. Spirit, how is this showing up for us in our day-to-day lives? Siri, I'm not talking to you. Daydreaming. Daydreaming. Okay. Remember I told you, and ironically, she got on yellow like me. Ha. Okay. Anyway, I mentioned to you that there is a lot of reflection going on. Okay. So this particular person that we're talking about, whether it be you or your person, because remember, I tell both sides of the story over here. Somebody has come to the awareness and have been lost in their thoughts about what's going on as well. All right, definitely lost in a thought. Hold on. Let's go. So, what is the sign that this may be for you? What is a sign that this may be for you? Ha. Now this is interesting. Medical staff. Okay. This is about you healing. Okay. Now, the reason why I said this is interesting, because when I went to go put my phone back on Do Not Disturb, this particular card fell out on the table, and I put it back because I know I wasn't doing anything but just reaching, right? And so now I just shifted and the card came back out again. So if you're seeing a lot of medical staff and or ambulances, this is an emergency situation for you to heal. So again, your angels, okay, your ancestors are calling you to come out of this, okay? You've been pushed. This is a necessity of some sort, okay? So I'm ready to jump in and to find out more details. And I hope that you are too. If this is making sense to you, I want you to put a red heart emoji in the chat. All right. And let's jump on into these cosmic insights. Here we go. All right, guys. So when we talk about these cosmic insights, what I am doing is pulling some characteristics and traits of the situation. Right now, it may not make sense to you because I am pulling just information. I'll organize it and tell you who is person A and who is person B momentarily. Cosmic, what is going on here, Spirit? Confession, okay? Somebody got something that they want to say. And that was very obvious in this first song. I just can't keep from going. I'm falling in love with you. I need to know if you want me for sure. That sounds like I need to tell you that I might have said I was cool with a friends with benefit situation, but I'm really not. Okay. I might have told you I didn't want anything serious, but I really do. You know, this is being honest with yourself. And let's be very, very, very clear that this is going to catch this other person a little off guard, if I'm being honest. All right, what is the T? See, I told you it's going to catch the other person off guard. Uninterested just came out. Uninterested. And I want to show you that red, like, emergency light that's there on that card. Uninterested. Okay. Let's see. So somebody got something that they want to say, and somebody is uninterested. What else? Bye, Felicia. Peace out. Thank you. Next, leaving and not caring. Didn't I just tell you this song is about walking away? If you can't choose me and make a conscious choice to choose me, bye, Felicia. Let's keep going. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Soul contract, soulmates, partnership, spiritual union. Okay. So this is making a whole lot of sense here. Okay. Now the situation is about to look what was at the bottom of the deck, y'all. A situation is about to explode and things are about to go up in flames. All right. That was at the bottom. What lies beneath this, spirit? I already know the T. Okay. I already know the T. So possibly the person who is not interested in moving forward already knows that you feel this way about them. And they probably are a little bit, like I said, taken aback. They're not trying to hear. I said that earlier, but I want to be very clear that while they may know what's going on, they could possibly feel like, you know, I kind of already sensed that you were getting a little in too deep, but this, I'm not ready for that. What's the true emotion here, spirit? Woo. Okay, that card came flying out. Living in the moment. Okay, living in the moment. What is the yin and the yang? You know, I can't speak for everyone, but I could say where I am. There are a lot of people, specifically men, who are anti-committal, where they want the benefits of the relationship, but they don't want to invest. They don't want to be responsible for it. And I'm getting that impression with this. All right, spring. Okay, so we got the timing card with spring with the cherry blossoms on it. This is about you planting seeds, making plans, preparation, and put it into work. Okay. So I definitely think person A, or however I arrange this, is going to Be making plans. They're going to start withdrawing their energy. Last but not least, what is blocking this relationship from going, Spirit? What is blocking this relationship? Seeking perfection. Everyone has flaws. Choose only 5 must-haves, and the rest are deal breakers. Okay. So someone in here is looking for perfection. And let's be honest, all of us look for perfection, unfortunately. While we realize that there is no such thing as perfect, the reality is we all create this superficial, romanticized version of what we think relationships and people are, and that's just not true. All right, y'all. So let's see who is person A and who is person B. I definitely feel person A is the person who's questioning themselves on whether or not this is a real soulmate connection, if it's a real thing going on. They're feeling some type of way. Okay. And I really strongly believe that this person is also questioning their own feelings. Okay. They're definitely questioning their own feelings. It seems like, they didn't expect for this to happen. Okay. Person A also wants to tell person B that they're in their feelings about this. I feel like person A is also the particular individual that is stalling in having this conversation. You're very comfortable with person B, but you're not that comfortable. Okay. So I feel like you're delaying this conversation and trying to push this out. But when I say the spring timing card, I think it's more so like, because you're afraid of addressing this situation, because you are afraid of just jumping right into this, it feels like you're kind of like planting seeds now. Like you'll make little comments here and there. You're being very passive aggressive about it. Like it's like you're toying and flirting with the idea of saying what you need to say, but not really ready to say what you need to say. And also making plans that if you cannot get the response that you're looking from person B, you are prepared to move on, as the song says. Okay. Now, person B is already aware that you are developing feelings and emotions. Okay. They see it and they feel it. They're not stupid. They're not incompetent. And while there's no gender specifics in this, I'm just reading energy, and I am using he and she just to tell the story, just to keep the lines clear. I'm going to say that person B is masculine energy. And let's be clear, men know what they're doing. Okay. Men know what they're doing. All right. They're not incompetent by a long shot. But I do believe that while this person is aware they're uninterested in anything serious, they are focused on living in the moment. And also part of the reason why they may not be seeing you for who you are and what you could bring to the table is because they're looking for perfection. They're looking for love in all of the wrong places, essentially. All right. So that's a lot. Oh, goodness gracious. If you guys are ready to look and see whose business we're about to get into, I want you to go ahead and put the drum roll in the chat, because honey, it is time for us to figure out whose business are we about to get into. Here we go. Person A is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Where are all my earth signs? Not earth signs, air signs. If you or your person is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, go ahead and drop your zodiac signs in the chat. You're coming in this morning as the Fool card, okay? New beginnings, possibilities, innocence, spontaneity, optimism, trust in life, blind faith, adventure, opportunity, and pleasure. This is a major arcana here, okay? That's the very first card in tarot. So what that tells me is you're very naive per se. I hate the word naive because I feel like that implies like you're not bright, and that's not it at all. When I say naive, kind of like, again, going with the flow of just like, you know, romanticized narratives, you know, just very unassuming about moving forward with this connection, but also kind of guarding and protecting your feelings, if you will, at the same time. All right. And person B is also a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So we have two air signs here. Person B is coming in as the Six of Swords in reverse. This is personal transition, resistance to change, unfinished business, and emotional baggage, okay? Which goes back to what I was saying initially, okay? If you recall in earlier, I can't even say which part of the video it is, but you will recall I said person B is just not interested. They're going through their own things and they're living in the moment. And that's what's also corroborated here in the cards, okay? So you have two people that have been in union with each other. For whatever reason, we've come to this point where person A is demanding a commitment and person B is not here for it. They're resistant to it. They're not looking for that type of responsibility in their lives right now. They know that you are interested in them. They know that. They are aware of your feelings because they see it. You're showing it. Okay? Because again, you're going into this very naive. You're going into this thinking that this is of no consequence. All right? Whew, I'm ready to get into this. If y'all ready to get into this and integrate what I've been saying with you and verify everything with the tarot card, so let's jump into it. All right, guys. So let's see. Now that we are about to dive deep, okay, I'm going to work through this to find out what is your person thinking? What is your person feeling? Like, what is really going on here? What is the present energy of person A? Seven of Wands in reverse. Person A you're feeling very vulnerable right now. Like I said earlier, you are deep in your feelings. Sometimes when I'm trying to translate things, I kind of struggle in finding the words, right? Because everybody has their own vernacular and how they speak and communicate and all those things like that. But person A, there is a giddiness to you about this person. There is a this person makes you feel youthful again. You know how when you're younger, you kind of like are unafraid and unassuming about a lot of things. Things don't intimidate you. You're not afraid. There is this childlike energy here that I'm picking up on that not only has you feeling optimistic, but it also has you feeling very vulnerable, very fragile. Like, you know, it's like, it's that warm and fuzzy feeling of love that I'm picking up on, but it's also like the same things that are making you feel good about the situation are also the same things that are making you feel a little bit concerned about this connection, right? So there's that going on. Okay. And I think that you're definitely in your mind, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, about whether or not you want to go forward with this or not. Like it's like there is this push pull feeling internally to your heart where it's like, yeah, I want to move forward. I want to go with this. I want to see if this is really is what I think it is. I want to validate and verify my feelings. But then it's also like this apprehensiveness here where it's like, I'm not really quite sure if I really want to say something or not, but you're not liking, okay, the fact that this person is still dating other people because there's no commitment here. There's no attachment here, okay? So that's interesting. All right, Spirit, how is person B presently feeling? How is this other Gemini, Libra, Aquarius feeling right now? Told you. I literally just said that. They're still dating other people. They are out here living in the moment right now. Okay? So there is obviously an immediate disconnect here between both parties. You got one person who's really interested in pursuing this situation, and then you got another person that's over here like, you know what? I'm kind of like doing my own thing, living my life right now. Anything that you're talking about is extra. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is concerning. This is very concerning, okay? They're not checking for you right now. I'm getting the impression that they may have come out of a long-term relationship prior to possibly divorced coming into this, but they're in this freedom moment of their life where they don't want no responsibility. And knowing what they know about how they've been hurt before, they're trying to protect their heart. And that's where it's like they're trying to learn from their mistakes by guarding and protecting their heart and not being interested in moving forward with one particular person because they're finding fault with themselves. They're upset with themselves because what they thought was perfect before in the past turned out not to be so true. And so here we are. Interesting. All right. What is favorable? What is most favorable about this connection? Two cards came flying out. We got the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. Interesting. Person A, you want to move exceptionally fast to articulate your position with this person. You want to go forward fast. Like you want to put it all out there. And it's like that urgency that we keep talking about, but there's still that apprehension. Okay. So what is favorable about this, Spirit? Okay. With this Six of Wands here, what is favorable about this situation is that, like I said before, your spirit guides are here telling you, you cannot move on like this. This is not going to work. This is not going to work for you, and it's not going to work for them. It's not going to work because both of y'all have two different views on relationships right now. And while you have said with your mouth, I'm cool with us just being friends with benefits, your body language, your verbal language, there's some mismatches here, and this other person is seeing it live in real time. So while you are also coming to the conclusion that you guys need to reconcile on what you're going to do and what you're going to be, they also have come to the conclusion like, okay, I don't even know if I could keep going down this path with this person because you're getting a little bit too attached. So you may be starting to experience a little bit of friction where they're making themselves unavailable. They may not be responding in real time or have pulled back on how they are viewing you in this relationship. They could be pulling back a lot, okay? What is problematic about this? We got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Part of what is the deterrent here for you is that you definitely feel some type of way about this. This is making you feel like you're questioning yourself, because it's like, am I not, I'm saying this because I'm telling a story, right? But am I not that girl? Do I not have that zot? Like, it's whatever the street language is, right? You guys are sitting here looking like at this person like, I know you're not sleep on me, right?
Are you crazy?
And the reality is that even if you did everything right in this connection, it's not about you and what you can do for them. This is solely about where they are in their lives in retrospect to where you are in your life. This is a disconnect spiritually, which is why your spirit team has been trying to get your attention. Your spirit team has been trying to get you to open up your eyes and to see that if you continue to go down this path with this particular individual, it will not end well for you. You're going to get hurt. And spirit is saying to you, now is the time to start pulling back your energy and look at how they're treating you and how they're conducting themselves and what are they saying. That will tell you whether or not you need to open up and expose and reveal your heart. So what is this trying to teach you? The Queen of Swords. This is your energy. Okay? Spirit is saying, take a step back. I literally just said that. Take a step back. Watch not only what they say, but watch what they do. Are they calling you or are you always calling them? Are they making plans with you or are you always making plans with them? Are you always texting them first? Or are they reaching out to you? These are like indicators. Spirit is telling you to take a step back and really open up your eyes. Really see where you have made the same mistake over and over again, not just with this particular person, but with these other people in your lives. Look at the patterns. Is this a cycle that you put yourself in where you jump in, you rush into relationships with people, you ignore people, you violate their boundaries? Because if a person tells you, I'm not ready for a relationship, that is a boundary for them. How do you try to push this over and enforce your will over them and their will? Okay? So Spirit is telling you to take a step back. Evaluate this wholeheartedly. And don't be afraid to cut the tie if it's not working for you. But you're putting yourself in a holding pattern. And Spirit is asking you right now, why? Why do you accept and tolerate this? Spirit is saying, love yourself enough to let go of what is not serving you. This ain't going nowhere, is what Spirit is saying. So I challenge you to name your why, and feel free to put that in the chat if you want to. But, why are you continuing down this path, knowing this is not what you want? Stop settling, Spirit said. What do you need to do to heal? The World card. Okay? This is a soul lesson for you. All right. This is, excuse me, a lesson where spirit is calling you respectfully to grow up. Okay? And when I say grow up, I'm not saying that in an attacking perspective. I'm saying grow up and realize that you're past this. You're past this. What they're offering you feels very much so high schooly. I was about to say rudimentary, but I don't think that that's the right word for that. But it feels very childlike. You know, it feels very much so like a relationship from high school. Okay? Where like I like you, you like me, we go together, but then what else? You can't be today's years of age and be okay with just this lukewarm, passive, fluid relationship. And if that is you, that's good for you, okay? But in this instance, this is where this is not serving you because you're over investing and over inserting yourself into a relationship with someone else that does not have the same moral values and beliefs as you. So there is an immediate disconnect here. And you keep trying to force it to go through. And Spirit is telling you today that this is not what we need to be doing with ourselves. Okay? Spirit is saying to you right now, there's a disconnect. And it is not going to fix itself. You're past this at this point. That's what Spirit is saying today. You are past this. What are you see? You're causing your own conflict with this Five of Swords. I didn't even ask the question. I was about to say, what does this person need to do? And that card literally just popped out. So what do they need to do, Spirit? We got the Four of Cups in reverse and the Temperance in reverse. You know, things are off balance for you because you're walking around here acting like you're not bothered. You're causing your own grief. You're causing your own misery here. And I'm saying that because I was going to pull one card and these two cards fell out, followed by this Five of Swords. This will never give you that balance that you're looking for. But because you're insistent and adamant that you special, you know, we all seem to think that women, okay, I'm just going to say women. I mean, men do it too, but women specifically. We think we got magical powers in our hoo-ha. And the reality is it don't work like that. Okay? The Two of Swords just came out. You need to know that there is true love out there, that there is true partnership out there, that there is someone out there that will come in and love you for you. But you got to position yourself to be able to have that. And if you should not leave this person alone, you will never know what is out there for you because you're not even operating from an open heart space. You understand? You will never know what is out there for you because you're entertaining things that are not serving you. And that's why Spirit is telling you this right here. These two cards. You need to find somebody that is going to be aligned with you. You're past this. You're past this settling phase. But for some reason, there's a fear here. And I got to get down to the bottom of why this fear is here. Okay? What do you think Spirit is trying to teach you? I want you to write that down in the chat. What do you think the Spirit is trying to teach you? Because it's obvious to me, but I'm not you, right? So I need you to figure out and write down, what is it the Spirit is trying to teach you? I want to get into these clarifying questions and look underneath the surface. So if you are ready to go to the next step, let's go ahead and look at this clarifying energy, shall we? Here we go. All right, so now we're going to look beneath the surface and look at this deep dive about what is really going on here and look at this situation up close, okay? And it's important to do this because the spirit will reveal to us the hidden truths and the things that we may have missed in the hidden layers. Excuse me. Excuse me. So let's make sure that we definitely pay attention because these clarifiers do not lie, okay? You can't miss them. Oh, wow. Y'all, I just literally cut the deck to shuffle. 3 of Swords there. You're afraid that this person is going to reject you. But let's be honest. They've kind of already rejected you. They did it without telling you. I know that's a little bit upsetting. But this person definitely did. They rejected you before you could even ask them or have this conversation with them. Clarify the present energy, spirit. What is going on here between person A and person B? The King of Wands. Okay, both parties know exactly what they want. Both parties are very clear about what it is that they want and know how they want to go about doing it. Both of you guys are very resolute. Person A is like, you know what? I ain't trying to be your little side piece forever, forever, ever, ever, ever. Absolutely not. Okay? I know what I want. And I know that I want it with you. But then you have person B over here looking at you like, I wasn't intended on this being like this forever.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
So there's a definite disconnect here. But both of you are rooted firmly in what it is that you want. And that's where the divisiveness is coming from. Because whereas you should have taken person A, you should have taken this as an indicator. And remember, the energy can be inverted. Okay, the energy can be swapped. But person A, you definitely should have seen this coming, because it's not like this wasn't a secret. This person has always been crystal clear about where they stand. They also strike me respectfully as a very misogynistic person. Okay. They strike me as a womanizer, a player. Again, knowing what they want, living in the moment. Okay. They're always looking for something else because they can. They have options. And while you are a good choice, they still feel like they have better options. Okay. All right. This is where this is becoming problematic with this 10 of Wands in reverse. All right. Spirit, again, is telling you, person A, it's time for you to free yourself. You cannot keep going like this. And that was very much so noted in the song. I just can't keep from going. I'm falling in love with you. I need to know if you want me for sure. In my opinion, and in my perspective, when a person wants to be with you, you don't have to facilitate that conversation. They will start to lead that conversation. They will facilitate that. But it definitely feels as though they are, well, not even they are, both of you are trying to figure out, like, I ain't even trying to be funny, but both of y'all are trying to figure out like how to get from out of this. Because I don't think that neither one of you saw this coming. This is kind of strange. a lot of foresight going on here. There might be children involved in this as well. Yeah. You guys, oh, don't tell me this is a continuation from yesterday. Spirit, does this person have children with this other person? Are there children involved? And I'll tell you why I asked that question. Are there children involved? No. Okay. So there are not children involved here from this person to this person. But there are some challenges here. Okay. So this person that you're dating may have children. And there's a mothering of the children that are there. And that is really what has given you hope. Okay, that is really what's giving you hope. Because those children are there. Okay, with that Queen of Pentacles, the Star, and the Death card in reverse, what that tells me is there was some hope that you can move forward because of that connection being there. This is a complicated situation. It's very complicated. But there are some children somewhere. There may be some challenges. This is kind of like what we saw last night too. All right, Spirit. What else? And why is this card here? See, that card came out. Told you it's complicated. All right, the Eight of Swords. All right, Eight of Swords is here. Spirit is telling you, person A, that you need to take that step back and you need to really reflect on what is binding you to the situation. You are binding yourself to the situation. You want this so bad that you're neglecting your own self-interest for the betterment of a relationship that ain't really a relationship. And I'm not saying that we don't all get caught up in things, because people do get entangled in things, and then next thing you know, you have a situationship, and next thing you know, you just stuck like Chuck in something, and you know, next thing you know, you just over here losing your marbles about something.
I need it!
I get it. That happens. But this is also why Spirit is saying, look in the mirror. Look at how unhappy you are with this, in this connection. Look at how much you have given to this other person. You're bonding with their family. You're mothering their children. This person B was definitely divorced before. That's where some of these challenges are. Not wanting to be committed because they've been through this before. They know how ugly relationships can get. And they don't want no parts of that. What else, Spirit? You stressing your own self out. Trying to make something exist that's not willing to exist. I was thinking just now whether or not you should just walk away, or should you have the conversation? And Spirit says this is a conversation that needs to be had so that you can free yourself of the what ifs and all of the things that can possibly come from this, out of this. You definitely need to have a conversation now about this, because you got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? You're afraid that if you don't speak up, They're going to move on with somebody else. That's what you over here thinking. You're trying to mark your territory. You feel like the moment you move out the way, somebody else going to swoop in and get them. It's almost like you feel like you're sitting on a conveyor belt. And I mean, that makes sense. It does. But let me caution you. When a person is not ready, they're just not ready. And it doesn't matter if it'll be this year, next year, or 10 years from now. Look at all the time you're wasting waiting on them to be ready, when you could have walked into something where somebody was already ready for you, already wanting you, already wanting to be with you, knowing what they want with clarity, not playing about you, treating you with decency and respect. Are you willing to sacrifice that? Or are you at the point now where you're saying, this is not okay. I deserve so much more, so much better. And I will venture to say that spirit is saying the latter. You're worth so much more. You deserve so much better than this. Why are you settling? That's the question. Why are you settling? So I have to ask you, what has been said that you haven't already heard yet? What has it that you've seen that you didn't want to believe, but it's now being confirmed for you? And I want you to write that down in the chat. Because we've all been here before where we've been stuck in things and, kind of like, we've all been there. But I want you to know that there is something you can do about it. You're not helpless. You're not helpless. So let's check out what is the potential final outcome and resolution. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. So as we get ready to wrap this up, I'm going to look at the potential final outcomes. And as we shift to that, I will say potential final outcomes because I cannot predict free will. I can only tell you what the energy is suggesting. Okay. Spirit shows us things, and it has shown us today the clarity that we need, the chaos that we're dealing with, and it's giving us a choice. And spirit is always lighting up the path for us to walk down it. It's up to you to decide. You are in agreement with what is being shown to you. Okay. So you have the power to create your own next chapter. All right. You do. So let's see. Potential final outcome for this situation, spirit. The devil card in reverse. Okay. You got to detach from this. Whatever it is about this person that you thought that they were offering you, that they were going to add value to your life, all of those different things. Whatever it is that you thought that they were going to do for you, you are not going to get it here. This is your demise staying in this situation. Spirit just said, walk away on your own terms. And while you can. We also got the Knight of Cups, okay? Don't fight for it. Don't try to plead your case. Don't do none of that. Because the moment that you do any of this, again, you're pandering to someone. You're forcing them to see something that they don't want to see. If someone can look at you and not understand what your value is, then that's a problem by itself. But you don't have to explain yourself. What is understood does not have to be explained. And I know you're sitting over here thinking, like all the time, you're reflecting of all the times you've been with this person and all these things, and you're sitting there confused, like,
what the this cannot be.
And what I am telling you is that this particular person knows who you are, they see who you are, they like you, not in love, won't choose you. This is a great time passer. And this is where Spirit is saying you need to heal yourself and take a step back. We got the Moon card here. Yeah, this person is not who you think they are at all. Okay? They are not who you think they are at all. I told you already there's other people in the picture here. They could very much so be messing around with a bunch of other people. It's a lot of secrets here. Things that you don't know about this person. And this is also why Spirit is coming through and telling you today to leave this person alone. This is why Spirit is coming through and saying, now is the time for you to leave this alone.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
That's how Spirit feels right now, trying to get through to you, or has felt. But you have all the signs, all the information you need today is coming through. This is not good for you. Got the Queen of Cups in reverse too. You continue down this path with this person, you're going to find out even more how... I was about to say something totally else, and I don't want to say that. But I do strongly believe that if you continue down this path with this person, you're going to be exposed to a whole different side of this person that is not palatable. And that's what's going to cause a lot of this harm for you, that's stressing you out too. You're looking for love in all of the wrong places. There's a lot about this person that is not true. It's simply not true. They're deceiving you. Or I shouldn't even say they're deceiving you, because they're telling you, you just don't want to believe it. You're just in denial. You feel like this your soulmate. The person, your person forever, the person, and Spirit is saying, nope, this ain't it at all. This ain't it at all. But you can have that if you stop playing around with, I was about to say losers, but that's kind of mean. But stop playing around with people who don't see you for who you are. Take your loss and move on. Take your loss and move on. Stop crying over spoiled milk. See, we got the Five of Swords again. You keep on going down this path. Why I just hear Sophia in the color purple. You keep on doing what you do, Miss Sealy. Okay? But you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. Give yourself a chance and an opportunity to find true love. Give yourself the chance and opportunity to find someone who wants to be with you. But do not continue to put yourself in a situation with somebody who does not value you and see you in the same light as you see them. Because you're going to look up and wonder how in the world you got here. And when you look back over it, it's going to be like, I told you every step of the way that this is not it.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Spirit is telling you, this ain't it. This ain't it. I'm going to pull a couple of more cards and then we're going to get out of this. Angels. What messages do you have for this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? Well, I just heard, you just a fool. You know you in love. Wedding. Okay. This situation involves a marriage. Okay. I don't think that this is you. Again, I think that this is them. I think that they have been divorced. And that's part of the reason why they're not willing to move forward. What else, Spirit? Past life relationship. So part of where you may feel like this has some type of bearing on this is when that soul contract, you likely have felt like, okay, I've never felt this way about somebody because they do bring a familiarity to them. They have a warmth about them that it just feels like it just works. And again, let's bear in mind that you guys are both of the same elements. So yes, you may have a lot of things in common. And the way that you move doesn't make that a healthy relationship. Doesn't mean it's balanced, okay? Last card, Spirit. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others, okay? So Spirit is telling you very loud and clear, all right? This is not it. But you can have it if you process. Ooh, that was nasty, Spirit. Oh, Spirit just said, you got to recycle your trash. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, what hit you most today? And what caught you off guard? What hurt, but also caused you to start your healing? I want you to really think about that and write that down in the chat and let me know. I know y'all slide in my inboxes and my DM. Well, inbox is a DM, but you know, my email and everything like that. And you guys are always telling me about how, you know, the things that I've said really helped you on your journey. So I want you to really think about that. All right. Now, on with the show. I want to thank you guys so much for trusting me in this vulnerable space with your feelings and your heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you for rocking out with me. I am your girl, Mimi Lightseer, over here at Pisces Tarot. If something hit you deep, drop a heart in the chat and let me know what resonated with you most in the comments. But be sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and become a part of our growing community. This is the only platform that I am streaming from. Well, not really the only platform, but I am no longer going live on TikTok, that's for sure. So make sure that you are going to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can also follow me on Twitch as well as Kick. So you may see me a couple different other places, but generally speaking, this is my main platform. All right. Now, remember, everyone is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be kind, be gentle with others as much as you are yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. Make sure you leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today, and I will see you next time. Bye.